The Newfoundland Hobbyist is sponsored in part by Robinson's General Store in Middle Arm, Noble's Timber Mart with locations in Springdale and Bayvert, Knife and Axe found at youngandmackenzie.ca, Outdoor Pros located in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland.
Good morning, guys, and Happy New Year. It's about 7:30 in the morning here now. Temperature say today is supposed to be down at around -25 with the wind chill, which you can certainly feel here this morning, even to have your gloves off for a few minutes. Super cold. Of course, if you're watching this within Newfoundland, which most of you are, you know what those temperatures are like. You know all about them. Me and Ray started a few years ago a tradition of having the first breakfast of every New Year in the woods around a campfire, and we haven't got it every year, but we've got it in several. And what's that?
Some years we got close enough too.
Yeah, just within a few days, which is where we are now. It's we're just within a couple days from New Year's, so we're counting this as our first breakfast of the new year. I hope you're all having a great New Year so far. I hope you enjoyed that Christmas season. Like I said, it's colder than 7:30. Got the snowshoes on, although the snow is pretty crusty and good. Check out this brook. So frigid looking, just a piece of ice moving around. It's crazy. We're not sure exactly where we're going to end up this morning, but hopefully it's going to involve a warm fire and some good food. I never went back.
Yeah, I just feel like a zoom in snow on your hands.
No, I never went back to the machine. Seemed, you know, really
I didn't do that. Man, I think we could hop across that. Look at how hard the ice is up there. It's like an ice dam. Well, I think it's possible, but I'm not going to do it. I hope you're not actually considering it.
no.
Okay.
Like a sultry look on you.
Ooh, snippy.
I think that's thin there.
Icicle mustache. We're just looking for a way here now to pick across the stream. We're coming out to the opening in the pond here, because where we're trying to get, what we're looking at on GPS, is back further other side of the stream. So as long as you keep moving, it's not too bad, not too hard, keeping warm. Now we're just trying to find a good spot to cross, so considering going out on the pond where there's probably thicker ice than in the stream runoff here.
Oh, definitely thicker ice.
Yeah. Now this river, I think, would have been easy to cross before about a week ago, where we had a weekend that was super mild and a lot of rain, which rose the water levels up big time, and then they dropped again, which kind of broke everything up. And now you can see where a lot of ice has moved around and stuff, so we just don't want to chance it. You can't really count on the ice being a certain thickness in a given spot, whereas the pond is more steady. You could probably do so. Sun is coming up beautifully here now. Cold, few flurries though. I can see just from the ambient temperature, my cheeks are kind of red. It's a good thing there's not much wind this morning, eh?
Yeah, if there's wind, we'd be dead.
No doubt it'll kick up, but it is not nice pulling off the gloves to fiddle with the camera and stuff. Oh.
So, what do you want to do? Keep going over there?
I'm thinking back that way until we get close to looking out on that next bog. The only thing I'm concerned about is the edges. Starting out and getting in. Ray is checking the ice thickness with his axe here now. We wouldn't do that with the temperatures and weather we've had. We probably wouldn't do that normally, but because of that heavy rainfall and that water level rose so high that there's a false layer of ice to everything before you drop to, because when the water rose, it rose in on top of the ice, which settled everything down, which creates a few problems. But then of course that level freezes, water drains off, and you have this false layer of ice, so there's this airspace between them. So Ray is just checking here now. I'm holding a shotgun while he checks it with the axe. This has been in Ray's family for approximately 50 years, you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
It's been out of commission for quite some time, but this past year Ray broke it down and did a complete restoration. The beautiful Stevens, good old-fashioned, made in USA 12 gauge. These is beautiful. I did one or two of these myself restored on the last season of Newfoundland Hobbyist. Actually, you can see that footage. But yeah, what a gorgeous job he did with this. We both have small game licenses, so I guess he decided to bring along today in case we see a rabbit or something. Eh? You never know. You never know. Don't want to miss an opportunity. Grey jays are starting to come around here now. For sure, we're not going to take any shots at those, but they're always a treat. Hopefully, we'll get some footage of them. Hopefully, they won't steal our food. Oh. So here is kind of that false bottom. You have that first layer of ice. If you could get that kicked off, you can see there's a whole nother layer of ice here. Out here, just a couple feet further, you can see to my thumb there, so you got probably 4 inches of ice just right there, and there's no water, of course. We're good to go. Thinking we're heading down here somewhere.
No, I'd rather get off. Yeah, these streams, when it's running water, it can...
Listen to that.
We're getting on another layer on top, aren't we? Right there on the edge is the worst part. This whole coyote track with the rain kind of made it eat it out a little bit.
It must have been slushy top on it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're around here.
Neat. Oh, they're everywhere. Look at them. Just webs of coyote tracks here going. They're everywhere, all over this ice. Where we're walking here now, we've never been, but we just tracked down through. We're just on a river. We decided to stay on because the ice is so solid, but it's just winding down like a highway here. See it winds down around here and curves head around these trees. It's so cool and such easy walking. Of course, it's almost effortless besides having to keep yourself stiff because the ice is so slick. Gonna run the drone here now, guys. I'm hoping to. Honestly, with how extremely cold it is, I don't know if she'll even let me fly. I know there are some cold warnings usually on there. recording video.
The Newfoundland Hobbyist is sponsored in part by Robinson's General Store in Middle Arm, Noble's Timber Mart with locations in Springdale and Bay Vert, Knife and Axe found at youngandmackenzie.ca, Outdoor Pros located in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland.
What do you got there for a saw?
Well, I seen the fancy silky saws. I said, boy, you can make that with a handsaw blade.
So is that what the plate is?
Yeah, this is an old handsaw plate. And I looked at all the buck saws that's used around. And I copied the tooth pattern. Except I made sure all the cutting teeth, not the rakers, the cutting teeth were pointing back, so she'd only cut in the pull stroke.
Because it's too thin to do a push stroke.
Yeah, so that keeps her nice and taut. I only made it so it would fold into the handle. That way you could put it in your backpack and not, you know, chafe if they cut everything up.
And what do you got? A little pin?
Yeah. So it's got a hinge hole and another little hole that locks her in place when I'm ready to go cutting. This is completely prototype. I gotta thin this down and make it lighter. But
this is first version?
Yeah. Works like a charm.
Nice junk on it.
All this dead wood, eh?
That's a good base there now, bud.
Yeah.
Whew. Right there, look at that. Now in the area we hired this morning, there is no birch anywhere, not for quite a little walk. So we are picking up some old man's beard as much as we can get, and it's seeming to be dry. I figured it was going to be wet, but seeming to be pretty dry. Hopefully we can get it to take us back. So we'll just pick up all we can here now. So if you've never seen it before, here's what it's like. It's just dry, wiry. It's coarser than cotton, eh?
Yeah.
Type stuff. That usually will take a ferro spark pretty well. We're hoping it will this morning. It does feel dry. So here we have a nice little bundle of it. It's pretty dry. I think it'll take a spark. Let's give it a shot. I've also laced some throughout the fire here, throughout our tinder down and underneath. So I have a nice ball of small sticks, some bigger sticks and over. Hopefully we can get it lit up with this. Carrying a Bark River Aurora this morning. Look at that.
It did well. Oh, the heat on my hand. I'm holding the kettle.
Hey.
I'm holding the kettle over the fire, and the heat on my hand feels so good. I gotta take the gun right apart when it gets home.
What?
Oh God. My gun was sticking. My glove was sticking to the metal. We can use another. Fresh snow under that crust. Where those rabbit buttons are. Feels like my hindquarters are slightly warm.
So we're about to get out the cast iron here now, of course. Now what we have here this morning, we're gonna have some moose steaks that are put in marinade. It's about 9 o'clock here now, by the way. Some moose steaks that have been in marinade since yesterday. Ooh, these are gonna be good. We have some toast, or some bread that we're gonna toast. We are boiling some eggs. Right, just putting the eggs in our kettle now to boil. Now for flavor on that moose, we have a couple things. First of all, like we said, it was marinated. What I marinated it in was some oil and this. My first time trying it, it is a Newfoundland moose spice made by Newfoundland Seasonings. Local St. John's, Newfoundland. Ingredients: sea salt, pepper, paprika, onion, garlic, and spice. It's got the kind of a look of a Montreal chicken, but smells super nice. Can't wait. And we have some local grown onions.
Local grown onions.
Homegrown onions right here in town. These are beautiful. So we're gonna cut this up, chop these up, fry them up with our moose steaks. Oh, this is gonna be good this morning. Our pan looks about ready here now to start getting some food in. Since we have a vicious amount of heat in that pan, we don't have a cutting board. We'll take the pan off and dice up those onions and lay them in just like this. Oh, the smell of those onions. Did you eat anything this morning?
No.
No, me neither.
I had wouldn't want to spoil this. Oh, that smells good.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh.
I'm going to throw them right on top of those onions for right now. Oh. There we go. The steam. Shot of that.
Okay, put that there. I got a coffee grinds measured out too. Oh, smell that.
Ooh, oh man. Right here is the coffee connoisseur. I buy some instant coffee. What Ray does, well, you've had a lot of different types too, haven't you?
I've explored, but I'm not what I call a coffee snob yet. Now, coffee bag.
What do you got done there? It's just wrapped around.
I got all the
wire.
coffee in like this clean cotton that I washed with like soap that you know wouldn't be problematic if you ate it. And we just got it cut off so all the coffee's in there. And we'll put that down in the kettle.
Now, one thing we're ended up not having this morning, and that is eggs. Because, well, Ray brought the eggs, and it turns out that they froze on the way in this morning.
Solid.
Froze solid. So when they hit that water, they just kind of popped in the hot water, or however it did, and just a mess of egg everywhere in his mug. So we're not having eggs, but we have lots of food besides. We have the moose steaks there and onions, and some bread, a hot coffee. Can't get much better than that. That is, I've been sneaking a taste of those onions every once in a while. I haven't tasted the moose yet, but those onions taste so good. That spice is delicious. Here we go. Gonna try the first piece of moose here. Oh, that's so tender. A little bit of onions. I haven't tasted it yet. Wow, that seasoning is delicious. It's got a little bit of heat in it too. Wow, those onions are delicious. What about your white stuff? We have that manually percolated coffee here now.
I think you would just call it like steeped coffee.
Steeped coffee?
Yeah, like it's a steeped tea bag, steeped tea.
Yeah, same concept, eh?
Yeah.
I have a piece of sweet raisin bread.
Yeah.
Brought by the skipper here. Let's taste that coffee.
I got a smoky flavor.
That's nice.
Because my mug was smoked up.
Oh yeah.
What about yours? What do you think?
I gotta get a couple sips of it. Very smooth.
Yeah, I think next time I'll go a little stronger.
Smooth, mild. Yeah, it's not super strong. Okay, we're just done our food here. Ray is having a little walk around. I'm packing up my gear and it is cold. But how cold is today? As soon as you step around away from the fire, as soon as the fire dies down, as soon as you finish your coffee, the cold just sets in almost instantly. Got my gloves laying down there in the fire. It's cold. Really cold. Thank you guys for watching. Big thank you to my sponsors who help make this show possible, help support me. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to Ray for joining me today. Thank you to you, audience, again. The reason we put the show off in the first place. Until next week, thanks for watching the Newfoundland Hobbyists.